So there is a storm coming to the US economy. However, most people don't even realize it is coming, mainly because they are being told something completely different. But what's interesting about this is when you look into all the data, when you look into all the facts, we are seeing this storm is coming and it will hit us very soon. Certain things have happened over the past several months and it is starting to take a toll on Americans. Right now, we're running out of money. We don't have money to spend on consumer goods. Our credit cards are tapped out. Our homes' values are coming down. And even banks in the first quarter of 2025 are concerned that they are going to be losing billions, if not trillions of dollars, especially when the commercial mortgage market, it really hits the fan. Again, I'm here just to warn you of what's coming and hopefully prepare you so that you guys can make the best steps forward. So today we're going to talk about some of the new reports that have just come out and why this is really concerning for the American people. So all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So what has been happening recently? Well, what we've been hearing is that the economy is struggling. However, the American people continue to spend money. But where are they spending that money from? Are they spending on credit cards? Yeah, some are, some aren't. Are they taking cash out of their retirement? Yeah, a lot of people are. But they're selling their assets. They're selling cars, boats, RVs, tools. They're selling whatever they can so that they hopefully have enough money to pay their bills, put food on the table, and buy clothing to put on their back. Now, look at this. This is what I find troubling. This report right here, this is from Thursday, September 5th, so just a couple days ago, says layoffs jump in August while hiring in 2024 is at a historic low. Okay, so hiring, again, is at a historic low. But what I think is interesting about this is you go to any restaurant, you go to any store, and there's a sign on the door that says now hiring. Well, if everyone's hiring, how is hiring at a historic low? It's simple. These employers are looking for somebody that's overqualified that they can underpay. That's the problem. The American people don't want it. But I want to read you a few of these facts here really quick. Look at this. It says right here, layoffs soared in August, hitting their highest total for the month in 15 years, while year-to-date hiring hit the lowest in the 19 years of a Challenger Gray and Christmas survey. It says the report showed the biggest growth in planned layoffs comes in the technology field. We knew that. With companies announcing 41,829 cuts, the most in 20 months. Okay. So let's digest that for a second, but then let's also look at this report from the Associated Press. It says applications for U.S. jobless benefits fall to 2-month low as layoffs remain at healthy levels. Now, if you only read the Associated Press, you're going to look at that article and be like, wow, the economy's doing really well because jobless benefits or applications for jobless benefits or unemployment, it's a 2-month low, right? Layoffs are at healthy levels. I can tell you right now, if we see layoffs of 41,000, right, that's a massive amount of people. That's a lot of people, 41,000 people. So again, I bring this to your attention because a lot of people are looking at the headlines and they're seeing, okay, that's good news, right? Applications for U.S. jobless benefits fall to 2-month low. Great, that's really good. But again, that's a headline. Don't be a headline reader because that is where people get screwed. Yeah, applications for U.S. jobless benefits have fallen to a 2-month low. All that means is the past 8 weeks, they've just been higher. There's been more layoffs. But here's what I find is interesting. Companies are now starting to cut their costs. And it's not just cutting their costs because again, The company, in order to stay in business, you have to be profitable. You have a certain amount of expenses. Okay. Now you have a certain amount of income. Now there's two things that can change your income. Okay. So you got these expenses here. You got your income over here. How do you change this income? Well, there's two things you can do. First, you can raise your prices. And as long as your expenses stay the same, you become more profitable. So just by raising your prices 1%, 2%, 3%, that will start to increase your profit. You'll become more profitable. But there will come a time where these consumers, especially here in the US, will stop paying that increased price. That happened many months ago. So we have our expenses here, we got our income here. Well, we keep increasing our price until there's a pushback from the consumer. That's happened. Well, that price point stays there. Here's the issue. Our expenses are here. Okay. The only other option here is layoffs. Okay. We can bring our expenses down, which would become more profitable. Now, here's where it gets very tricky. This is what businesses are doing. According to reports, layoffs are the first thing companies are looking at. How can we just lay off a small percentage of our staff in order to become more profitable? That's the first thing they look at. Second thing, they are looking at cutting benefit packages. So no insurance, like no dental or vision. I talked about this earlier this week as well. Maybe they get rid of company cars. I talked about this as well. Some are getting rid of gym memberships. Yeah, you want to stay healthy? Well, that's on your dime. You want free childcare? Sorry, that's gone as well. You want a paid cell phone? Nope, you got to pay it yourself. These are all things that are happening. But one expert says that selling offices and reducing locations is another thing companies are looking at. And just recently we learned that Big Lots, they were planning on selling or closing down about 300 locations. Now they're planning on selling, or they will go bankrupt. They are planning on getting rid of about 1,400 locations, or they will simply shut down. Yeah, that's what they're discussing right now. But here's something I really think is interesting. There's a comment that I received earlier this week, or later this week, but it says this, and I quote, "Adam, you are right about reducing hours to cut costs. My bosses let our company know that in order to prevent layoffs, we would all need to accept the loss of certain benefits, and we would need to reduce our hours by 2.5 hours per week across the board. 2.5 hours per week, that's 10 hours per month. If you make $20 an hour, that is $200 every single month that you are losing out on." Okay, that's still troubling. You're still missing out on $200, but you keep your job. Not only do you keep your job, you lose some of your benefits. But again, now this person doesn't say which benefits they're losing. All this person says is that they would need to, the company knows that in order to prevent layoffs, they would need to accept the loss of certain benefits, and we would need to reduce our hours by 2.5 hours per week across the board. This is where us as employees, as workers, right? The lower income, the middle class, we have to decide, is it okay, is it acceptable for us to come into work when we are getting less benefits, we're getting paid less, we're working less hours? Or do we go find something else? That's the hard part, because right now, yes, there's a lot of people are looking for work. A lot of people are looking for ways to make money. But when hiring in 2024 is at a historic low, what do you do? That's the problem. So again, I'm bringing this to your attention because this storm is coming for the U.S. economy. Experts believe this is just the beginning. Things are going to get much, much worse here in the next 6 months. So we'll see what happens moving forward. All I can tell you right now is that is all we know. So again, as soon as we get more information on this, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys on the next one.